but quite a few fireworks at the start of this Adipec conference with a decision that came through late last night from OPEC Plus to delay the decision to put back 180,000 barrels per day from December onwards just by 1 month. So enough of a technical decision here to provide a little bit of support to the market. But as we have been talking about the last couple of months, plenty of concern from industry leaders, from OPEC Plus, about the state of global demand here, particularly some of the signs coming through from China, in addition to the growth of non-OPEC Plus supply. We had a nice chart on the terminal just a couple of weeks ago showing that the growth in U.S. production has basically fully compensated for the reduction in production that has come through from OPEC. And so that has to be really playing on the group's demand forecast and supply forecast when they look out into the future ahead. But today specifically, we are seeing a bounce not just on back of OPEC Plus decision, geopolitical considerations back at the forefront again. Over the course of the weekend, we got some commentary from Iranian leadership, the Ayatollah suggesting that Iran would actually consider a response to the Israeli missile attack that happened a week ago. Initially, right after the attack, they were sort of moderated. They didn't really say a lot the first couple of days, muted in their response. But that changed, it seems, over the course of the weekend, perhaps because some of the hardliners within the leadership of Iran are now pushing for a more forceful response. So keep an eye as well on the geopolitical backdrop as we head into what could be a very important conference for the energy complex.
Joumanna, you're in the perfect place then to understand how those in the energy markets are going into the US election, how they're feeling about Chinese demand, what they make of the latest moves from OPEC Plus. What are you hearing there at Adipec?
Yeah, well, certainly U.S. elections is a big elephant in the room. We just had the opening panel over here. A couple of questions were put forward about how the region would respond to either Harris or Trump win. They dodged the questions, I've got to say, pretty diplomatically. But certainly there is concern about how much production is still yet to come in the U.S. And not just production, it's also technologies, the advanced technologies. Shale drilling has really transformed the space over the last couple of years. But I thought it was also interesting to see how some of the themes have evolved from a couple of years ago. A few years ago, we were talking about the energy trilemma, that is gaining access to energy that is affordable, sustainable, but also equitable. That was the big theme the last couple of years. Now, there's talk about the rise of the global south and the energy demands that those necessitate. Also, a very big theme this year has been the rise of data centers and what that means in terms of the demand for energy going forwards. And just to give you some numbers that came out from that opening speech by His Excellency Sultan Al-Jaber, he's saying over the next 6 years, data centers will more than double, requiring at least 150 gigawatts of installed capacity by 2030 and double that again by 2040. Their premise is that you need to be investing in all forms of energy. Hydrocarbons, per the official commentary, will continue to be part of solution, but then so will renewables and so will nuclear, which is a part of energy that the UAE themselves have been investing heavily in as well. But data centers and AI, obviously, as AI is everywhere, a big theme this year at the Adipec conference.